Welcome on Beyond the Headlines with me, Benjamin Akakwa. You're still live on Prime Morning. Thank you so much for staying with us. Now, we get into that very turbulent, tricky matter of Mohammed Kaaka, or Kaaka Macho, and what transpired a few months ago in Ejura. There have been a lot of recommendations by the Kumsin Committee, Dr. Vladimir Mpidansu, who has been speaking as well. So many issues to take a look at and now even determine where government would be going from here, what the next step would be in ensuring that there is peace in Ejura and that those affected can be compensated properly. It's a discussion we've had from different dimensions. Today, we interact with Nafiu Mohammed, who is spokesperson for the Kaaka family. Now, the family has been up in arms because they feel they've been hard done by, especially with reference to the Kumsin Committee. Let me say a very good morning to Nafiu Mohammed, and thank you so much for joining the conversation, Nafiu. You would have to unmute for us, please.
Yeah. Hello.
Much better now, Nafiu Mohammed. Just speak up a bit for us. We're very grateful that you've taken the time to join us this morning. Thank you for your patience.
Good, it's great, and it's my pleasure.
All right. Right off the bat, Nafiu, what is the feeling among family members? I mean, generally, on the back of the recent report that we've seen, the Ejura probe report, ready as of, the 27th of July. But it is only now that we are actually seeing the details of it. What has been the general mood in the family?
Once again, good morning to your cherished listeners. As a family, we are indeed worried, but it's quite expecting. Actually, what was out, we were
Well, we're having some challenges with that connection. Nafiu Mohammed is back with us. Nafiu, do go ahead.
Yeah, I was actually saying we are not much surprised about the content of the report. We were not much surprised, as I said, but what has happened has happened. So we were worried as a family when we were told by the committee, the chairman of the committee, boldly that their mandate is not to investigate the death of Kaaka, which is a criminal case. But going through the document, you realize about 40% of the issue discussed in the report talks about Kaaka. So this is the worrying aspect of the family. So we were worried and very anxious towards what has really been done.
So you speak about your anxiety, but the committee had made it clear right from the outset in the course of its sittings that it was not going to categorically get into the matter of Kaaka. That was with the police administration. They were going to sort out the details and all of that. Some family members were invited in the course of the sittings later on, but the committee said that it wouldn't delve into this matter. And so when it gets to the point where it makes recommendations, does the family feel slighted by that?
We really felt slapped by their findings and their recommendations. Actually, you told us you are not going to the criminal aspect of it. And at the end, you prejudge what is actually before a law.
Right, we're facing some connection challenges with Nafiu Mohammed, and that is hampering the conversation. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to reach out to him via phone to ensure that we can have a seamless conversation on this matter. But it's on the back of that recent probe report by the Justice Kumsin Committee. And they have said a number of things, making certain allegations, or should I say suggesting certain things, making certain recommendations in that report on the back of what happened to Kaaka macho. But the point is, the family has said that that entire report is wishy-washy. It's a Sakawa report based on those recommendations, and we'll be taking a look at some of them to find out why the family feels so aggrieved by this development. We'll be getting into that with Nafiu Mohammed, who will be joining us via the phone lines shortly. You can also share your thoughts with us on 0551 575757. What do you think about that? The committee started from the standpoint of, we're not going to touch this matter, and then they started making recommendations, so to speak, on the matter. What do you think? 0551 575757 on WhatsApp. Send us a WhatsApp message. Nafiu, thank you for getting back to us.
Okay.
Right, so you were making a point. Just wrap up on that point.
Yes. I was greatly making a point that as a family and with our legal team, we have already perceived that this is going to happen. So we say it is a cooked story. Why are we saying that? Now, at the beginning, on the 30th of June, when our brother was arrested, when Edie was arrested, the next day, we have Madam Tiwa Ado, who was a former PRO of the police service, addressing a media, telling the media that our brother is guilty of an offense they have not yet investigated. She clearly stated in that document, mentioned our brother, that an eyewitness saw him, and conclusively she concluded that he is guilty, meaning he's a family member. Now let's also go to another tangent, where Honorable Kennedy Japan boldly also said Kaaka was killed by his junior brother, by his senior brother. So in that line, and on another program with former communication of the MPP, who is Nana Akomia also clarified to say that the mere death of Kaaka put the youth on the street. So you can realize from the dynamics that already a tangent has already been established within the ruling party to put the blame on the family. So we, from the beginning, know that it's a cook story. So when this report was out, we are of the view that that is the same time Sergeant they are going. So we clearly state as a family stands that this report is bogus, and this report is nebulous and needless, because what their mandate was not in the frame of finding out the actual cause or actual incidents that happened in Kaaka's house, which they themselves say is a criminal case. Then why are they going into the depth of it, even to prejudge what is before a law court? So this is the concern of the family we have. Although we have factual inaccuracies within their report.
Factual inaccuracies like what exactly?
Yes.
Like what exactly?
When you clearly understand from where they are coming from, actually when they visited Ejura, I was a person in my family house who asked Justice Kunsin and his members, who is supposed to appear before the committee? He told us it should be a principal eyewitness to the incident that happened on the 29th, which is the unfortunate shooting of the unarmed civilians. So, looking at that angle, you realize that their mandate has already been defined. You should be a principal witness. Now, with those witnesses before them, one Husseini, who is the husband of Sadia, was not in town. He was not there on the 26th when Kaaka was attacked in the house. But he was made to testify, and his testimony has been given a kind of weight. Now, there is one Aminu Mohammed who has left town for past close to 8 years. He was brought in to come in and testify and give his witness statement in camera. Now, there are a lot of factual inaccuracies, as I said. So based on that, even what Aminu said, he made a lot of testimonies. But it seems the committee hold the information he gave with two hands. Now, he himself claims, his claims are easily disputable, and yet the committee did not take any steps to verify the authenticity of his claims. For instance, he made a claim that Kaaka got ED arrested in 2020, which was total falsehood. He also indicated that after ED was arrested, ED left Ghana to Nigeria, which is also total falsehood. So these are some of the things we are talking about. He also linked the image of the police service. In the report, you realize that there was a portion he claimed that Kaaka's mother paid a bribe to the police to get ED released. This is an insult, and an insult to the entire police service. But still, the members of the committee see this person as a credible person to give evidence. Now, to also go back to the credibility of Sadia Husseini. Now, Sadia Husseini on the 26th was taken to the police station. She wrote a statement. And after 4 days, she went back and also rewrite another statement. Now, my brother, why should you write a statement on the first day? You are not under force, you are not under pressure. With sound mind, you wrote a statement. After 4 days, you went back to the police station, changed the total content of the story. At the beginning, you said you saw two people when you were asked through your statement.
But that was allowed because it's permissible, actually, and it does happen. I mean, in such circumstances, it can be that you can make certain additions, to what you have actually put there based on what, memory serves. So there's actually nothing wrong with that, is there?
My brother, the total content of the statement has been changed. Fine. She has changed everything. You said to the people in the house, you saw, immediately you open your door, you saw two people running away, you cannot recognize them. Now, in the next moment, within 4 days, you come back to tell the whole world that you also saw Baba Idi, who is Kaaka's senior brother, dragging him inside the house. So, where is the correlation? She has no credibility, because even to that extent, this is where we are taking the issue to. People who appear before the committee were not much credible, but their testimonies were given a weight. So we have the view that the committee members did not treat the family fairly. They did not treat the family fairly because there are no basis to make such conclusions they did make. So they are of the view that our family members who appear before the committee, their testimonies are incredible. And they have also credibility to accept the other testimony given by those people who have a lot of factual inaccuracy, of which, what steps have they taken to find out, to conclude to a fact that it is a family feud. Now, my brother, to even clear the point, in a family where you live, at least one at a time, you may have a quarrel with a friend or with a brother. That do not necessitate the act that you are going to kill the brother.
Did that happen? Was there any bad blood between Kaaka and his brother?
There is not any bad blood. What I know is was just
how can you prove that for a fact? How can you say that for a fact? Because things happen and emotions boil over, and sometimes, I mean, I'm not saying that indeed happened, but the committee has found good reason to suggest that there might have been a family feud.
To correct a fact that they have no good reasons to support that. Upon what basis? What records do they have to show to them that there is a family feud within the family? Now, if you are told that a brother had problem with another brother, Idi has problem with Kaaka, so why should you conclude to the fact that Idi killed Kaaka? So this is where we have problem with. Now, to go back to the issue to reflect your memory, this incident happened around 2014. There was an issue between Kaaka and Idi, and it was resolved.
What issue specifically was that? Very briefly, what issue specifically was it?
Good. It was in relation with aspect of food.
Food.
Generally, food.
Okay. Can you explain further?
Let me elaborate on that.
Yes, please do.
Yes. Idi has been away from Ghana for a lot of time. He was in Nigeria. So he came in. When he was served food, he started to run. He had a diarrhea. So he was complaining that why is he having diarrhea? So he was trying to blame the wife of Kaaka. So he at that time was not down because he was out for a while. So he came and he was talking a lot. So he was at least talking for a long time, of which they have to come in and settle the issue. So one thing we know about Idi is that Idi fears police. So Idi was not arrested to be detained in police custody. He was only taken to police to be cautioned that what he is doing in the house, he's not doing things right because he's making the house noisy.
So in effect, this little bit about someone consuming food that had led to tummy ache and all of that degenerated to the point where there was that much of a threat for the police to be called in.
Yes, it wasn't even police who came to the house to arrest Idi. It was a family member who took him to the police station just for him to be detained at Cantabak to be cautioned on what he is doing.
What exactly was he doing? Was he threatening his brother?
He was not threatening. There was just exchange of words between them, which was not about threat.
Right. And that degenerated. I mean, I'm trying to look at the conversation from all angles, and that actually degenerated to the point where Idi had to be, hauled, to a police station.
Yes. He was taken there to be detained for a while. He was taken in the morning, and late within the evening, around 5, he came back to the house.
All right. Now, just tell me this. I mean, you've given us the backdrop. Are you suggesting, and I want to avert your attention to this, sometimes things happen, and again, I'm not staking claim to making any categorical statement, but I'm just walking through the processes. If you're saying that it could not be on the back of this incident that there was any bad blood between the two brothers, Kaaka, now deceased, and Idi, who has been asked to be given mental or psychological help, are you saying that just because it happened so many years ago, there is no possibility that there was some ill feeling that could have degenerated into some bad blood like we saw? Is that what you're saying?
There is nothing of such nature. That thing cannot happen.
Right.
Yes. So to even tell you, to surprise you, even after that incident, who gives food to Idi in the night when Idi is in, when he's out for work and he returns back? Who gives food to him? The wife, for that long years. Something has not happened. Somebody who is an elderly, when he has nothing on him, he can come back to the junior brother, ask him for something. Right. Even on the fateful 25th of June, they had a conversation. My brother, to tell you to a fact that when you get a statement of Idi and you read the statement he wrote at the police station, it will surprise you what Idi wrote.
What did he write?
Idi clearly stated that on the 25th, he was within the house when he heard his junior brother making a call on top of his voice for a group of MPP threatening him. He said, after his call, he told the brother that this is what deliberately they are doing. Is the political party members, because of his activism, they are giving him a series of warnings. So this is the surprising aspect of it.
Okay. Now that you bring in the politics, we've heard a few things. Some people claim that even within the MPP, they have got certain pockets of information, and I'm just going to run them by you, a few of them. One being that, a knowledge prosequi actually will be filed in court, which basically means that the prosecution will not proceed with those two members of the NPP, so to speak, who were cited, alleged to have been involved in the killing of Kaaka Macho. I don't know whether you've got wind of that and what your take is on it. There's also been that anticipation or suggestion from people close to the corridors of power within the ruling administration, so to speak, that the Attorney General is going to embark on this action, and that indeed there's going to be a request for ED to receive psychiatric examination and all of that. I don't know whether you've caught wind of these matters and what your reaction is as a family to them.
Yes. Before the release, the press release, we had an information from the quarters of the MPP within Ejura Committee. So these are the topical issue they are saying. Of what you said, they are of the view that the Attorney General is going to release the other two party people, and our brother will be taken to a psychiatric hospital. The family did not take it lightly at all, because we are of the view that what justice has been made, what kind of justice has been made to the family? On what basis are the two going to be released? And on what basis is ED going to be sent to police, to psychiatric hospital? Now, there has not been any investigation conducted on Kaaka's issue up to date. Surprisingly to tell you, last night I was just called by the National CID and Regional CID boss that they are today coming to our house for crime scene management.
Did you say the CID?
Yes.
But they are coming to your house today?
Today, since the incident happened.
For what exactly again? Did you say crime management?
Yes. That's what I know, for sure.
Do you have details on that? What exactly is going to happen when they come to conduct this exercise?
We were told they are coming to do everything they want to do about the crime scene and other things they want to do in the house. So since the incident happened 4 months ago, now we have to start investigation.
Wow.
It's just a surprising issue to the family itself.
But of course, the Ejura police have been on this matter, I mean, since the incident. So it may not be that they are now going to start afresh with, getting information.
What has Ejura police done? On the day that the incident happened around 1:30 a.m., we reported the issue to them 2 a.m. The police never came to the crime scene, until around 5:30 p.m., which is past 16 hours, when the youth of Ejura get agitated and said, why is it that you did not come to the scene? We went to the traditional council. The traditional council called the police commander. We, the youth, went there and marched them to the house.
Okay, so the police may have...
They done? From there, they have never visited the place.
Right. You don't feel too comfortable with how they have reacted in the past, but they are saying now that they are coming today. Is the family going to welcome them? Are you going to welcome them?
Yes, we are going to welcome them, but we don't know what is going to happen. It may be depending on the demands they want to ask us for.
When you say you don't know what is going to happen, what do you mean?
They are coming, so they have the information at hand. So we wait to hear from them.
But you're going to receive them and hear from them and
greatly. For that one, sure. We will listen to them, and when they give us their information, then we know what to tell them.
You see, in all of these things that we're discussing, you have raised your suspicions. You have even called the report on the Ejura probe a Sakawa report. And some people have found that very distasteful, including Dr. Vladimir Imfidanso, who was actually on that committee. And he says your family has no right to do that, and that the evidence presented does not corroborate some of what was suggested. And that is why the committee came out with certain statements. Do you feel you're being a bit harsh by terming the probe's report Sakawa and all of that, that you're saying people were being mischievous and all that?
No. If you tell a particular group of people that we are not going to do your investigation. And at the end of your findings, you end to what? To complicate the family or to prejudge the issue before a law court and say that it is a family feud. What impression are you creating in the minds of people? Now, to tell you, from on Monday when this report was released, late within the night, there was a jubilation within the camp of MPP in town that they have been vindicated. So what are you telling us? Is he telling us that he has not vindicated the other two MPP supporters?
Are you suggesting that this entire report was cooked and that it's a party thing? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes, that is the family stand. Because the other political gurus, big men within the political party, have already told us since in July that our family is guilty of the offense. And now this is the same thing coming out. So how do you believe this?
Who are these people that told this to your family?
My brother, I set an instance where Honorable Kennedy Ajapong said point blank on next two.
But those were not utterances made on the back of any evidence.
So that is what is also happening now. That is what is happening in the report now. So they have already prejudged the issue since July, and now it is coming out.
Do you think that, yes, what happened in the case of Kaaka has happened, unfortunately, but do you feel, looking at the report and some of the recommendations made, like the expansion of a police unit, like more police personnel, like, parks, to engage the youth of Ejura and all of that, the dismissal or the move of the MCE and even the district police commander, do you feel all of these actions, at least, is there some good in the reports that you can point to and think that these things will help Ejura moving forward? Do you feel that is the case?
No. Within that, let me start with their first recommendation. Now, their first recommendation is saying they should give a compensation to the family.
Right.
Now, if somebody, you cannot, there is no amount of money that can bring back a lost one. You are only trying to console the family.
Right.
But before that, justice has to be done first before the consolation. Now, if you are saying you are compensating a family who have lost a one, what is the reason for the compensation? This is the first thing I'm highlighting on. And the second thing is about those injured individuals.
Right.
You are compensating them. So we are saying that if you are compensating somebody who has been amputated, somebody who has a bullet through the stomach of which the intestines has to be what? It joined with rabbit. So how do we take this for compensation? How do you compensate this individual? So we are of the view that those injured who need a life-sustaining device. Now, if they need, they have to be on the total life insurance cover for their entire life. For money, when you give them, how much will it sustain them and how long? That's what we are talking about. Now, about the other issues, for recreational centers and other things they've recommended for, we are of the view that people have to get work. For the devil finds work for the ideal hand. So if there is a lot of work within Ejura, then you talk of recreational centers.
So in simple terms, you agree with those aspects of the report? You agree that they are good?
I'm trying to tell you that although I agree lightly, but I disagree that there should be work before recreation.
Okay. Now, few, right before you take leave of us, and this will be the final point, hopefully, that you make. You've made mention of the fact that, of course, you cannot compensate, for a life that has been lost and all of that. You want justice, but in the case of Kaaka himself, is the family interested in any compensation? I mean, compensation has been made mention of for those two who passed and those who have been injured, but in respect of the Kaaka situation, Kaaka Macho, you want justice to be served, but are you looking forward to any compensation?
Well, the only thing we are calling for Kaaka's family or Kaaka is justice. Is justice. Okay. When justice is served, fine. We don't care for the compensation.
Okay.
We actually need justice. If that justice calls for compensation, we have no problem. but justice must be served.
Right.
That is the rule. That's what the family wants.
Nephew, we're immensely grateful that you've joined us for the conversation this morning. Our condolences to you and the family once more, and we pray that indeed in the end justice will be served. Nephew, thank you for the time. Nephew Mohammed is brother to Kaaka Macho. He also is spokesperson for the family, and he was sharing his thoughts with us right here on Beyond the Headlines on Prime Morning. It's a wrap for this segment, but we have a lot coming your way. Don't you forget Social Watch. We talk about the deplorable state of roads in Agape Ablekuma, and we also bring you Jim Ike, Nigerian actor, businessman, right here on Prime Morning. Do stay.